Welcome back to another video. In this video, we want to talk about the impact of blood flow on your muscle growth and development. So if you're definitely interested in that, stick around. A lot of fun fact stuff that we're going to be talking about. So in the prior videos, we talk a lot about metabolism, a lot about your mindset, but really in this series of videos, we want to talk about your blood flow. We want to talk about how, when you do take the breath in, how does that oxygenation actually translate over into blood, right? Inside your blood. And then when you're pumping your muscles, when you're actually doing activities that allow you to move all that, amazing, rich, plush oxygen in through your blood, developing your muscles, right? Muscles are super important because without the muscles, you're not actually able to move. Yeah, we think the bone structure that we have allows us to do stuff. Yes, it gives us that strength. But in reality, what we really care about is our muscles to make sure it's good. I'll give you a scenario. As I went through school, I spent a lot of time and energy studying, right? Everyone knows when you're trying to pass exams, it's not like sometimes physical exams, but in mental exams, when you're writing down, putting the ABCs of those answer choices, you're sitting most of the time. So as you're studying more and more, what you're doing is you're actually sitting for many, many hours, right? Because it's just all cognitive stuff that you're doing. And so one of the things that happened to me as I was going through my schooling process is that I sat for many, many hours. We're talking about 15 plus hours a day where I would just be sitting. And what happens is my lower back, and I'm sure many of you can also relate with me, the lower back started getting tight, because what happens is as you're sitting and you're not really moving much, this area of the lower back right here that I'm touching right now gets very stiff. And so there's muscles there, right? The lumbar muscles that are there, which makes perfect sense. You need those muscles to be able to, stand erect. But over time, when you neglect it, right? You don't work out, you don't move it much, you don't get blood flow in there, you don't get no oxygen in there with your breath work, and it becomes very fibrotic, meaning the fascia around it starts solidifying, starts calcifying. And when that happens, not enough blood flow happening. And then at that point, it becomes very fibrotic. Think of it like almost like a rubber band that gets hard over time. You put it in the freezer, it becomes very hard, and technically you can crack it, right? So understanding that, know that I've been spending maybe, I don't know, almost close to 5-6 years now trying to work that muscle out, right? And it's not easy because life requires us to sit for many different areas. When you're driving a car, when you're sitting for a talk, when you are eating dinner with your loved ones, you're sitting down. Sitting down, as much as we do, is not beneficial to us. There's only a certain amount of time we should be sitting down, but we spend a lot of time sitting down. Many of you, I'm sure, after a long day of work, well, let's just even go back to work. You're probably in the office or you're probably at home working remote in your chair, staring at screens. And once you're done with work, then, obviously you want to go ahead and relax. So what do? You end up going ahead and sitting on a couch or another chair, watching stuff as you're doing it. And so fast forward, you're not getting blood flow. You're not getting blood flow in many different areas. Your hamstrings get tight, your calves get tight, your toes and everything start losing blood flow, and it becomes a huge problem. So we know what the problem is. I think everybody understands what the problem is. We find solutions for that problem via either muscle relaxants or massage guns or doing anything, popping painkillers so we don't feel the pain. But does it really solve the problem? Not really. So in this video, we want to really touch on the idea, after you've taken the breath work, after you do the breath work, you oxygenate your body, how do we now use it to improve your muscle development? Many of you, I think every single human on earth can benefit from this video, because as you get older, the muscles are used less, right? We sort of slow down. Look at our grandparents, look at elderly people that are walking on the street. Their mobility gets decreased because, again, they optimize their body so that they don't have to move as much. And, our human body is always designing ourselves, always conditioning ourselves to do the least amount of work possible so that we don't feel, extra work. We're always trying to minimize work. So what you want to take away from this video is that how do you first get blood flow into that location? If figure out what muscle are you trying to work out. Are you trying to work out your bicep? Are you trying to work out your chest? Are you trying to work out your lower back like myself? And from that, figure out what movement actually activates it. So like right now, I'm going back and forth because I can feel that when I go all the way down, that this area of my lower back is super duper tight. And when I come back up, then it starts relaxing after a certain point. So what I do know is that now exercises that are gonna target that muscle. The key is not to stretch it. The key is first figuring out what does that movement look like, right? There's a certain area that the muscle attaches and a certain area muscle is originating from. Once we understand that, for example, me, what I need to be doing all the time is anything that lifts any heavy weight from this motion, right? So I'll have like a kettlebell or a dumbbell, Romanian deadlifts are really good for this, or any movement that sort of lifts it up. But I don't want to go all the way because I realized when I was going all the way, it's not relaxed. I want to go just enough where I can feel the sensation of my lower back. And as I go down, I can sense it. And then when I come back up, I want to do just enough, right? So form is going to be the most fundamental thing for you. And to be honest with you, no matter how much I tell you, no matter how much anyone tells you, your personal trainer, your friends, your whoever it is, you got to figure out your body. Hopefully the 200 plus videos you've watched so far, you figured out what makes you you. If you haven't, and this is your first video, welcome. We talk about alpha health. What is the alpha state of your body, right? You've come from your parents, whatever, you exist today. So if you don't like the version you see in the mirror, just know that there's a version of you inside that is profoundly amazing. And once you find that person and you embody that person will come out to this reality. Great. Now, with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give me a like. But what I love more than a like is actually you subscribing. That gives me signal. That gives me that I provided you value, and you can also keep track of me, hold me accountable for myself as well and yourself, that we can go ahead, work together, and build the body of our dreams. With that being said, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you have any comments, definitely go ahead below so we can improve upon it. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.